This podcast is for professional voice teachers to answer the question, how do I grow my teaching business and even break out of that one-on-one lesson model so that I can reach and teach who I want whenever I want. I'm your host, Allie Tyler, voice teacher of over a decade and marketing and business coach for fellow voice teachers. Welcome to the Voicepreneur Podcast. Hello, lovely voice teacher. Welcome to another episode of the podcast and welcome 2023. Oh my gosh. Can you believe it? Can you seriously believe that we are in 2023? Because I feel like I'm still living in Groundhog Day from 2020, but I also feel like this is our year. I feel like this is truly the year where we're really going to start seeing some major shifts in our life, some positive things. I feel it. And man, I don't know about you, but 2022 is tough. It definitely was not easy. I wouldn't say it was a bad year because I personally don't believe in good or bad. It is what it is. But yeah, let's hope that 2023 is a little bit lighter, a little bit easier, a little bit more fun, more pleasurable, all the good stuff. And with that being said, I'm actually really excited about the changes that are coming with the Voicepreneur, specifically the Voicepreneur Podcast, and then a few other very special offerings that are coming soon. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. I'm trying not to just tell you right now. I can't blurt it out yet, but I will soon. But here is what you can know about the podcast updates, which is super exciting. The first update with the podcast is that we are going to be having regular rapid fire Q&As. So I think this was probably last month or maybe 2 months ago. I put out a bonus episode that was a rapid fire Q&A, and that was awesome. It was well received and it was really fun to make because it allowed for you to get your specific question answered in the form of a podcast. So that's kind of cool, right? So here's all you need to do. If you want to get one of your questions regarding business or marketing or any of the topics that we have already covered here on the show or anything that you have seen me post about over on Instagram, all you need to do is join the Aligned Voice Teachers Facebook group and post your question with the hashtag question. And that's it. And then we're going to be compiling all these questions and yours might be chosen to get an answer here on the show, which is super cool. So yes, we will absolutely notify you so that you will not miss the episode if your question gets answered. So that's the first thing that's happening every month, those rapid fire Q&As. The second very exciting announcement is that we are bringing on guests. Be our guest, be our guest. But yes, we are bringing on guests and it is so exciting. I am so excited about this component to the podcast. And what we are doing specifically is we are bringing on voicepreneurs. And what I mean by voicepreneurs is a couple of things. The first thing is that yes, we are bringing on members of the Voicepreneur program, but we are also bringing on voice teachers who are really making a name for themselves as business owners. They are leveraging their teaching, their skills, their strengths, their passions. They are growing their teaching business online. And I'm so excited, man. These conversations have been so inspiring for me, and I know that they're going to inspire you. And I want to open up the invitation for you. If you, or perhaps a voice teacher friend, or maybe a voice teacher that you know of that you would like to learn more about, if that is something that you are interested in bringing onto the podcast, we are accepting applications. So we especially love it when voice teachers have specific concepts or topics or things that they really love talking about and feel knowledgeable and excited talking about. We want to hear about that stuff. So definitely let us know with the link inside of the show notes if this is something you are interested in. Super excited about this. Be sure to keep your eyes peeled for the first episode that's going to be coming out in just a couple of weeks. And truthfully, this is something that I am really most excited about in 2023 is connection, collaboration, creativity, partnerships, just really feeling connected to people. And this is across the board. For me personally, this is, of course, voice teachers and organizations and just feeling connected in my industry as a coach for voice teachers, but then also as a singer and a songwriter and a performer. And I gotta be honest with you, I have been feeling a bit lonely. I've been feeling a bit lonely, a bit isolated. I chose, very not regretfully, might I add, to live in the mountains. And it is such a beautiful location. Like, even out my window, I am staring at a mountain with these gorgeous evergreen trees. And it is unreal. I'm so happy to live here. But, there is a natural geographic limitation that comes from being so isolated. And I have really felt that as a singer and a performer, as someone who was living, eating, breathing gigs and students all the time. Someone who lived in Southern California and was doing this for a living. And now I'm in a very, very different situation. And it is truthfully up to me to go out and reach out to anybody and everybody. And that's one of the main visions that I have for 2023, among a few other things, is connection and collaboration. This really influenced a lot of the decision making that I have made for my business, and specifically around my marketing strategies. So, take what you want from this episode, but I thought it would be kind of fun to share with you the process in which I have been thinking about building my business, the Voicepreneur, as well as definitely my voice teaching business, because I am opening up voice lesson spots. I'm so excited. That's a tangent, but I am going to start voice teaching again very soon. And that just brings me so much joy. And actually, you know what? Let's talk about it. It's relevant because I am excited to walk the talk again. I have been doing marketing coaching for music teachers for a long time, not specifically voice teachers. That was something that only very recently happened. But I have been coaching and supporting and mentoring music teachers across the board with their business and their marketing. And it was very different 3 years ago and 5 years ago. Everything changes. And I know so much more than I did 3 years and 5 years ago. So ever since taking a little hiatus and not practicing walking the talk as I was coaching and mentoring these music and voice teachers, now that I've taken this hiatus where I was really focused on building the Voicepreneur, and I'm coming back to voice teaching again, I can't begin to tell you the freshness that is in my eyes as I look at how to build my business model, as I look at things like, okay, how often do I want to teach, and how much do I want to charge, and why am I charging that amount, and how can I upsell, and is there anything else that I can do to support them that doesn't require my time? It is so cool and inspiring, and it makes me really excited to be on this journey with you. I really, really value walking the talk. I never, ever, ever talk about or teach or coach on things that I myself have not done. And now that things have changed a little bit, we are all doing this together. So I'm excited to be on this journey with you. That was a total tangent, not in my notes, but I just wanted to say that that is one of the things that I'm doing in 2023 as well. And it's been really cool to think about how to build a business. Truthfully, that's what it's all about. It's really all about knowing the process in which you need to go through to make your dream happen. And, no one taught us this stuff. I know that we all think we need to go directly to editing our website, right? We all think, I got to go make a website. That's like the number one thing I hear. I got to go build my website. Let me tell you, it is 9 months since I launched the Voicepreneur Podcast. I think almost to the day, actually, which is crazy. 9 months ago, I launched the Voicepreneur Podcast, and I had 0 links. I had nothing to share. No, that's not true. I had an Instagram that I had just launched, like right before that. So I had an Instagram account, but I didn't have a website. I didn't have a program. I didn't have landing pages. I didn't have a freebie. I didn't have anything. And now it's 9 months later. I am so happy to report that the website has finally been birthed. It is finally launched. And it was the very last thing that I did. I have built a program and a brand and a community. I've scaled my business. I've built an entire thing without having a website. And if I were to go and do it all again with my voice teaching business, I would do it the exact same way. Don't worry, I will be sharing more in depth how this all went down. It's coming, I promise. And if you want a little bit of a snippet of how that all went down, I will link the episode that talks about how I am building a membership that scales so that you can go and check that out. But here we are. The website is officially done. It is out there. I am so grateful for this process. And I thought it would be a nice little conclusion here to share about the process that I went through to build this website. So when I went to build my website, I wanted this to be as simple and as fun as possible. And little background here, I did used to be a website designer. I loved in my earlier days of online marketing, I really enjoyed building websites, and I built many websites for many music teachers and musicians. But then I took a little break from it because holy guacamole, is it a ton of work, and it wasn't my jive. I didn't want to do it anymore, and that's fine. But there is one thing that I know for sure about websites. It's that I have to make it myself. I have to make it myself. I have hired someone in the past and I hated it. And I know what I like. I'm like, all right, so I have to build a website. That's a crap ton of time. How can I make this as simple and as fun as possible? Because let's be real, I'm a mom. I don't have a ton of time here. I just want to put the thing up and make it look pretty and do the darn thing. And affordably too. That was a big thing as well, is making it, not super expensive. Because here's the other thing is that building a website, man, it can get really, really pricey, and it doesn't have to be. So I'll tell you why in just a second. So here is the process that I went through to make this happen. So number one was picking the website design hosting platform. Here were the things that I was particularly looking for in my website design. I wanted ease of design. So for me to get in there and really easily be able to design it. The second one was affordability. I did not want to pay a lot to make this happen. The third one is that I wanted to make sure that this website included e-commerce and at, the right rate. So I can't remember the exact rates between Squarespace and Wix and all of that. You'll have to do a little bit of Googling yourself, but that was something I was comparing was, if I did, let's say, a business account with Squarespace, was that going to be more expensive because it had e-commerce than, let's say, Wix, right? So that was something I was looking at. I wanted to make sure I had e-commerce because I do want to sell things on my website. And then the last thing, and I'll tell you, this was the thing that really tipped me over, was the landing and sales pages. I don't see a lot of website design platforms allow you to actually create a real landing and sales page, which is a bummer. We typically have to go to places like Lead Pages, or if you're using Kajabi, which is what I've been using, but it's very expensive to use Kajabi. So, totally understand that most people are not going to go that route. It's actually really hard to find a website platform where you can build a landing and sales page. So basically what I mean when I say that is that that particular page does not have the navigation bar up top. That's really what distinguishes it from any other page. Again, we'll talk about that in a separate episode, but this was something where I was like, man, that would be really cool. If I can find that, if I can find a website hosting platform where I can take off that navigation, or maybe sales pages are part of the templates that they have, that would be super rad, but not necessary, just a bonus. So then step 2 was I compared design templates and prices. What do I mean by this? I mean, I bought a design template from somewhere else. And this is actually what I usually do. I usually buy a template from a small business owner or some sort of small company where they create website design templates. I buy their template, I plug it into typically Squarespace, because that actually is where I usually build platforms is Squarespace. And then I go in and I add my own colors and fonts and I move things around and I make it my own, right? But I start with a beautiful looking template. So just for frame of reference, the last time I did this was for the Whole Voice, thewholevoice.com. That is a template that I bought and then I kind of redesigned a little bit. And I spent $250. And normally it was $297, but I got some sort of special for $247. So yeah, $250 for this design template, just so we're clear of the pricing here. Then of course, the Squarespace account is, I think it's $26 a month. So there's that expense as well. And these were things that I was thinking about when I was looking at design templates and prices. I thought, man, I would love for it to be cheaper and better. That would be great. So I'm going to keep these numbers in mind, and we're going to explore if there are other things that I can do here with the Voicepreneur. So the places that I was looking for design templates were Pinterest.com, Etsy.com, ETSY, and CreativeMarket.com. I was looking again for designers who made templates and for things that you could purchase on their website. And bada bing, I found one. I found one that I really liked on Creative Market for $120. I was like blown away. $120, that is so awesome. So this template required me to go with Wix. So I chose Wix. And I gotta tell you, I've been pretty darn impressed. I used to use Wix a long time ago, like 10 years ago, and I hated it. Their templates sucked. I thought they were never going to last. They did it. They figured it out. They really are modernizing their templates, and it is super mobile friendly once you dedicate a lot of time to moving boxes. I just do that while I drink a glass of red wine, and then it's a little bit more enjoyable. But truthfully, Wix has been awesome. I've been very impressed. So step 3, after I got my template into my brand new Wix site, and I paid, I can't remember how much I pay, but very comparable to Squarespace. However much that is per month to have the business account, I went in and I added all of my brand colors and my fonts and any style pieces that I wanted to include. So for example, one thing I really like doing is highlighting words. So that was stuff that I was adding to my website to give it a little bit of pizzazz. Step 4, this is very important. Step 4, I wrote all of my copy first. I put it in paragraphs. I started with a Google Doc. And then I copied and pasted that and I put them into the website. No pictures, just my colors and my fonts. You know, that's personally how I roll. You don't have to do it this way, of course, but that's how I like to do it, is so I can have a little bit of grounding here with my colors. I put in my copy first. I could see where it laid on the page. I can play around with moving it around the page. And then step 5 is when I had my photo shoot. And here is the kicker. This is where things get really awesome. Since I had already put my taglines and all of my copy into this website, and I had a template and I knew how it looked and how the flow was going to go, I could go into my photo shoot knowing exactly what angles and visuals and colors and facial expressions and poses and props, like all of the things that I wanted to coordinate to capture the different sections of each page. Does that make sense? So it was super helpful to go to my photographer and be like, all right, here's my homepage and this is my tagline. And I'm thinking I want to sit at my computer and do this, right? Such a different experience than previous photo shoots that I have had in the past. Super cool. So that's how I went about that. And then when I got my photos, I just plugged them right in. It was super easy. That was the step 6. And that's how I finished it up, is I plugged in my photos. I tightened up the mobile version and bada bing, here it is, thevoicepreneur.com. Super exciting. And it was a really fun and enjoyable project. So now that that is up, I feel really excited to see where the Voicepreneur goes in terms of collaborations and community and connections and all of the things I was talking about before. And yeah, I'm just so excited to see where this whole year goes. It's going to be pretty cool. I talked about how I'm opening up voice lessons again in my own studio and how I am walking the talk with you. And that means that my creative business brain is going absolutely nuts right now with wanting to put together something special that shows you exactly what I'm doing to attract my ideal students and build the easiest way to schedule lessons, to get paid consistently, to get new students in my sleep, to get paid in my sleep, and everything in between. So if this is something that resonates with you and you want to get in on this, you want to be an early bird on the offers that are coming in 2023 that are going to help you do all of those things, then definitely check the link inside of the show notes so that we can get you on that list. And you can send me a DM over on Instagram because you know that that's where I like to hang out. And hey, voice teacher, you do not have to go about this year alone. If you want support with your teaching business in any way, please come and check out all of the cool things that we have over at the Voicepreneur. We got individual coaching with me, or you can join a community of voice teachers for free in the Aligned Voice Teachers Facebook group. You can also join us inside of the Voicepreneur program, which is a monthly membership community and program. And this is specifically for professional and established voice teachers who are ready to make money in other ways beyond private lessons. So that's a really cool community, super, super creative people in there. And if you're interested in private coaching, this to me is 100% the best deal. This is your ticket to working through the program at hyper speed. And we can cover so many other topics that have to do with building your teaching business. Or if you would like to do a drop-in session, so you just want to come here and there and whenever you need to, those are also available as well. All right, my love, thank you so much for spending your time with me. I appreciate you so much for being here. I can't wait to see what's going to happen in our worlds together in 2023. And if you enjoyed this episode, be sure that you are following it. And I would love if you would rate and review it over on Apple Podcasts. That would be super, super appreciated. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I look forward to catching you in the next episode.